Sairam students, hope all are doing fine. Fine. Okay, now we'll go ahead with our second revision session. So, in today's session, we will be going ahead with our second lesson, that is 1.2. In our first session, we learned about, or you can say we have had a recap of the poem 1.1, where The Mind is Without Fear by Rabindranath Tagore. And in today's session, we will be going ahead with our 1.2 revision, that is The Thief's Story by Ruskin. Okay, so it's a very nice story, it's very amusing story as well, and according to this story, Ruskin Bond has tried to bring about the the qualities of the human beings which they possess in whatever circumstances they may come across. Okay, so we'll have a quick view about who the author Ruskin Bond. Ruskin Bond was born in 1934, is an Indian author of British descent. He lives with his adopted family in Landau in Missouri, India. The Indian Council for Child Education has recognized his role in the growth of children's literature in India. He got the Sahitya Akademi Award in 1992 for Our Trees Still Grow in Dehra for his published work in English. He was also awarded the Padma Shri in 1999 and Padma Bhushan in 2014. So Ruskin Bond is basically known for writing, lovely stories which very children do like it. And this story, The Thief's Story, is also very amusing. It's very you can say it gives us a lesson as to what human beings are capable of, how they can transform one person with bad qualities into the totally opposite of what he or she is. Okay, so in this lesson, The Thief's Story, so from the title of the lesson itself, we come to know what it is going to be about. So let's have a brief summary of what the story is about of this thief. Okay, so here we have two characters, Anil and Hari. Okay, so Anil is a kind-hearted fellow who is very gentle, who is very soft-hearted, who is very kind also, and he takes in Hari. Okay, Hari tries to praise him and then tries to influence him and tries to find a way to go and stay with Anil. And then over there he meets him in a wrestling match and tries to influence him, and ultimately Anil hires him as his cook. But Hari doesn't know to cook. Now this person Hari is not his actual name. His actual name is not given in the lesson, but why is he giving his name as Hari? Every month he kept on changing his name to keep him ahead, to keep him safe from his former employers and the police, because he was a thief. Yes, so just to be out of the reach of the police and his former employers, he used to keep on changing his name every month. Fine, and then he lands up with Anil. Anil takes him into his house and then tries to transform him. Hari is an uneducated person. Anil teaches him to read, he teaches him to write, he teaches him to write his name, and Anil is a person who is very kind-hearted, and whatever he can do to help others, he does. Hari, on the other hand, tries to even take advantage of Anil's kindness. So whatever household activity he's doing, going to the bazaar, going to the market to buy the daily things, he used to get take 1 rupee from that as a commission for him. Okay, so and that way he used to cheat on Anil. Anil was knowing this, but he did not say anything about it. And after spending some days with him, Hari is fed up at how many days will I cheat him. And one day he finds out that Anil has earned some money and he tries to steal the money. He decides to steal the money, and in the night when Anil is fast asleep, he creeps in, takes the money which is there under the bed of Anil, and Hari runs away from there. And he is running away and he's going to board the train to Lucknow. But the train has started moving, started leaving the station. Anil could have jumped into the train, but something, there was an something struck him, and then he did not board the train. He came back. He was near the clock tower waiting the whole night because it was raining, and later on he finds himself guilty and goes to Anil's house again, creeps in quietly, keeps the money back, and goes to sleep. Next morning when he wakes up, he finds that Anil has already woken up and has prepared tea for him. And then Anil gives him a 50 rupee note. After giving a 50 rupee note, Hari is dumbfounded as to has he known that I had stolen the money the night before. Anil knows it, but he has seen that how out of guilt Hari had returned and kept the money because he wanted to change himself. So he found out that Hari wants to change his identity from being a thief to transforming into a good person who doesn't want to cheat. And ultimately Hari has decides that he is going to be with Anil and not to cheat him again. And also Anil tells him that he is going to teach him write full sentences. So this way of teaching a person has transformed Hari from a thief to a very good person, because he thinks that when I am educated, I will be getting that dignity, I will be getting the respect as what an educated person has rather than what a thief has. So this thing has transformed Hari, yes, and the credit goes to Anil. So this is the story of the lesson, the thief's story. Fine. Now what are we going to do? We are going to see as to what type of questions can be asked. Okay. So this is the passage which we are taking. Read the passage and complete the given activities. We'll quickly read the passage. I was still a thief when I met Anil, and though only 15, so Hari was only 15 years old. I was an experienced and fairly successful hand. Anil was watching a wrestling match when I approached him. He was about 25, a tall, lean fellow, and he looked easygoing, kind and simple enough for my purpose. I hadn't had much luck of late and thought I might be able to get into the young man's confidence. You look a bit of a wrestler yourself, I said. A little flattery helps in making friends. So do you? He replied, which put me off for a moment because at that time I was rather thin. Well, I said modestly, I do wrestle a bit. What's your name? Hari Singh. I lied. I took a new name every month. That kept me ahead of the police and my former employers. After this introduction, Anil talked about the well-oiled wrestlers who were grunting, lifting and throwing each other about. I didn't have much to say. Anil walked away. I followed casually. So this is the passage. Based on this passage, we have some questions to solve. So what are the questions? First question. What physical features of Anil is mentioned in the passage? And what are the options which we have? First one, easy going, kind and simple, tall, lean fellow, well-oiled wrestler. So what is the question asked, children? What physical features of Anil is mentioned in the passage? So the first option, easy going, kind and simple, that does not tell us the physique of a person. Second option, tall, lean fellow or well-oiled wrestlers. Anil was not a wrestler, so the third option is also ruled out. So what is our answer? Tall, lean fellow. Anil was a tall, lean means thin, tall, thin fellow. So my correct option is B, tall, lean fellow. So I have picked out the correct option for Anil's physical features, tall, lean fellow. Fine. Moving ahead, our next question. The narrator changed his name every month because. Why did the narrator change his name every month? Because he loved doing so. It kept him ahead of his employers and the police. He used to forget his name. So what will be my answer? Did he love doing so, or did he forget his name, or it helped him ahead? It kept him ahead of his employers and the police. So we have already discussed this, that it was for him to keep him ahead, keep him out of the reach of his employers and the police. So our answer is the B1. It kept him ahead of his employers and the police. Fine. going ahead with our next question. From the passage, find out the word which means insincere praise. You try to praise someone insincerely. Yes? So what is that word? What option will it be? Modestly, flattery, or confidence? Yes, children? Yes, what's the answer? Will it be modestly, flattery, or confidence? Confidence? No, not at all. Modestly also no. Modestly something different. So flattery, at times flattery had worked for Hari. So our answer is B, flattery. Okay. Next question, going ahead. Give the adjective form of introduction. So our options are for introduction, introduce, introductive, introductory. Yes, so what will be the adjective form of introduction? Introduction is a noun. So what will be the adjective form? Yes. So our correct answer is C, that is introductory. Introductory is the adjective form of introduction. Okay, children. Now going ahead. The next one. I followed casually. Add a question tag. Yes, so we have to pick out the question tag from the given options. Have I, didn't I, did I? Yes, I followed casually. So what will be the question tag over here? Yes, I followed casually. Have I? I followed casually. Didn't I? I followed casually. Did I? Yes, children. So the rule, you know, when a question tag is asked, and if your sentence is an affirmative sentence, your question tag will be a negative one. Yes, and if your sentence is a negative sentence, your question tag will be an affirmative, a positive one. So over here, our sentence is an affirmative sentence, so our question tag will be a negative one. And which is a negative question tag over here? Didn't I? So our answer for this question is didn't I. So that is the answer for the question tag asked. I followed casually. Didn't I? Fine, children. So that is the answer for this fifth question. So I hope you must have understood what I wanted to try to tell you through this session revision as to what type of questions can be asked. Yes, for your passage comprehension in your unit test. Fine. So this is what similar questions based on these lines or somewhat similar can be asked in your questions. It may vary, but you will have to think and answer. Like I told you in earlier session also, you have to read the question carefully and try to find out the correct answer. Okay, children. So that's it for today. Thank you. Sai Ram.